Don's right. The question is, how does the bubble burst? If not, when votes start being counted. But if a guy's 10 points ahead when votes start being counted, I guarantee it could get interesting very quick. I don't see the bubble bursting either.
Joe.
Go ahead.
Do you believe that Donald Trump has any shot at all of getting the Republican nomination for President of the United States?
I don't know yet. So that would mean yes. I think a guy sitting at 24% with $1 billion in the bank has a shot at it. It's going to require him to change his MO on the campaign trail. He's in a Kickstarter campaign right now, and he's rocketed ahead of everybody else. I'll say what I said yesterday. Nobody in Italy thought Berlusconi could be elected of that country, and it was. Do I think it's likely? No, I don't think it's likely.
Okay.
But at the same time, I would like to see the evidence that a guy sitting at 24% over Jeb Bush, who has done everything right for 20, 30 years of his political life, doesn't have a shot of keeping it competitive. Do you think he has absolutely no shot at all of getting the Republican nomination, Mike?
I think he has zero shot at getting that nomination. But that leads me to a second inquiry.
Why is that?
A second inquiry. Do you think, not believe, but do you think that what Donald Trump is doing now on the public stage, and we've been talking about him for 15 minutes here, and what Americans hear from him and what Americans take in from him, do you think that it has the potential, seepage-wise, of really hurting the Republican Party's message and branding?
I think it has. I think Donald Trump has a chance to have a devastating impact on the Republicans' 2016 presidential race, because I am one who actually believes that Republicans go into the 2016 race for historical reasons with an advantage. I think Jeb Bush against Hillary Clinton right now, if that's all we saw between now and 2016, Jeb Bush would win, and would win fairly easily. I know a lot of people might scoff at that. I think you would. I think this changes everything, and I'm starting to think, like Mika, that there's a far more likely chance that we see Donald Trump running as independent, as an independent candidate, and actually having a far more devastating impact on the Republican Party that way than even what he does in the primary process.
It's 19 past. We haven't even gotten to Marco Rubio on this, and I have a whole stack of other news.
This is a perfect metaphor for this moment.
The message that we're talking about.
Perfect metaphor for the moment.
Yes, it is.
But Mika, one final thing, too. To understand Donald Trump and why we would say today that Donald Trump has more of a chance than before, you have to look at Hillary's unfavorability ratings in those states we showed yesterday.
Yeah.
You look at Jeb Bush, who is upside down in favorability ratings in a lot of polls, and I know their pollsters would quibble about that on both sides. That explains the rise of Donald Trump as much as anything right now. The absolute disgust in Washington and the establishment writ large.
All right.